Yep. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the special meeting of the Mount Lebanon Commission on October 17th, 2022. Would you all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Manager, roll call, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Commissioner Grella. Present. Commissioner Ricky.
Here.
Commissioner Silverman.
Here.
Commissioner Flynn.
Present.
I also do have a few manager announcements, if
Please.
that's okay. Tonight's meeting is a special meeting of the commission regarding the third ward commission vacancy. Commission conducted interviews with 3 candidates at the discussion session that was held at the meeting on October 12th. The next meeting, the commission will be held on Tuesday, October 25th. That meeting will begin at 8 p.m. Here are the ways the public can participate. In person, you don't need to pre-register, simply show up at the appropriate meeting time. Or remotely via the Zoom webinar format. Again, you don't need to pre-register, simply click the link located on the meeting agenda on the municipal website. If you wish to speak during the citizens' comments or during public hearings, simply use the raise hand feature on Zoom, and you'll be notified when it is your turn. Excuse me.
It just happens to be when we're reading about salt.
Yeah, well, one additional announcement. Please check the municipal website. Due to the ongoing Vibrant Uptown project, the municipality needs to cancel the pumpkin patch parade this year, but we're providing a great family event called Trunks, Tents, and Treats. Same date, Saturday, October 29th from 10 a.m. to noon in the commissioner's lot, which is just above the rec center across from the high school stadium. We'll have a ton of fun, including candy, music, a costume contest, mascots, and performances. We'll share more details with you as we confirm them. The rec department will be reaching out to all groups who are scheduled to march in the parade about participating in this event. And our annual trick or treat will still be held on Halloween night, Monday, October 31st, from 6 to 8 p.m. Get those costumes ready.
Thank you, Manager McGill. All right. Item number 1 on the agenda this evening is citizens' comments. There were no one signed up, but is there anybody in the audience that wishes to make public comment? Seeing none. Nick, is there anybody online who wishes to make public comment?
Yes, we have one online.
All right.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
My name is Elaine Giruso, and I've been a resident of Ward 3 on Washington Road in Mount Lebanon for almost 30 years. I'm speaking tonight to give my full support to Ann Swager Wilson for appointment to the vacant seat for commissioner in Ward 3. I appreciate the desire and need for change when the opportunity presents. This appointment is not that opportunity. Change must come directly from the voters, and it will. We will have 2 elections for this vacancy in the upcoming year. What we need right now is stability and continuity during the transition period in which the appointee will serve. Ann Swager Wilson fulfills all of those criteria and is prepared to immediately step into this role without a learning curve. Her resume, experience in local government, her demeanor, and her proven record of serving the community make her the superior candidate. Government is not a business. It does not produce profit or report to shareholders. Government's job is to serve the needs of the community in a timely, efficient, and fiscally responsible manner, not to profit from it. Community knowledge and involvement is of utmost importance, as are sound decision-making skills for the greater good of the community. Let me say it again, government is not a business. I appreciate the contributions to the community by people in the business sector, particularly with respect to sourcing, project management, development, and budget. Those interested in providing business advice and support always have that opportunity for input. Please appoint Ann Swager Wilson as interim Ward 3 commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Russo. Nick, are there any other comments?
That was the last one.
All right, thank you. All right. Item number 2 on the agenda, Commissioner Randy, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Appointment of Ward 3 Commissioner. Commissioner Foster recently resigned her position as Commissioner of Ward 3. The commission accepted her resignation at the commission meeting on September 13th, 2022, and made the vacancy known by posting on the municipal website and various social media sites. The municipality accepted applications from interested residents residing in the 3rd Ward who met the requirements identified in the Home Rule Charter. The commission interviewed these applicants at the discussion session meeting held on October 11th, 2022. Second, okay,
All right, thank
there
you,
we go.
Commissioner Randy. So we will conduct a discussion amongst the commission. I'm going to ask each commissioner to, have time, give each commissioner time to, offer their thoughts in this process and on the candidates. At the end of that process, I'm going to ask each candidate to rank each of their candidates, top, first and second, so that we can have a transparent process in terms of, finding consensus. At the end of that process, Commissioner Randy will have the opportunity to make a motion, hopefully based upon consensus for the rankings, but ultimately it is your discretion to choose who you move to appoint. So with that, we will begin, I think, with the Vice President.
Could I just ask any questions on the process for a second? So
Of course.
we're all going to get a chance to kind of like speak whatever we want to say, or like one time, or is it sort of like a back and forth, discuss as much as we want, and then vote?
Of course, I would prefer this to just be a one-time exercise, right? Again, I think we can all
Talk a lot.
yes. And to make it reasonably fair, right? I mean, we each have our positions and our opinions. I think expressing them and then ranking and then voting makes the most sense.
Okay,
But again, after a motion, I can always call for discussion if necessary.
thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Give my speech here. First, I want to thank all of our candidates for volunteering to serve as our 3rd Ward Commissioner. We appreciate you taking the time to submit an application, cover letter, and to answer our interview questions. Whomever is selected by commission will face a steep learning curve. The manager's budget for 2023 will be released in about 2 weeks. The commission will need to review various segments of it. The final vote on that budget is scheduled for December 13th. In addition, commission continues to deal with the current construction project in our Uptown Business District. So we're looking to fill a position, and this is a sprint. I think one candidate is the best fit for the position and for these challenges. She is Andreskia Wilson. She's been a member of our Historic Preservation Board for the last couple of years, so she's aware of the issues that board addresses. I'm impressed by her banking and finance background. Both will be helpful. We've worked through the budget. She also has been involved with our Uptown Business District, at one point serving as the executive director of Uptown Mount Lebanon. Also, I was impressed that she looked up the funding status of our pension plans before her interview. And I think her background in urban planning will be helpful as we continue to work on the new comprehensive plan for Mount Lebanon. So it's my plan when the appropriate time comes to support Ms. Wilson.
Thank you. Can I have a second? Second rank.
After the glowing endorsement for Ms. Wilson, I guess Mr. Bromley, I was impressed
All right.
that he's the first in his family to go to college, and my dad was the first in his family to go to college.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Randy.
Thank you, Mr. President. All right, I also want to sincerely thank all of the applicants. This position opened up rather unexpectedly, and with very little notice, you stepped up to help our community. Thank you. I was genuinely concerned we wouldn't have any applicants and the court would end up appointing someone. So meanwhile, the position would sit vacant indefinitely until that happened. So thank you again. Not only did you put together stellar applications, but you had the courage to be publicly interviewed and you didn't even know the questions ahead of time. So that's pretty brave. On behalf of all of Mount Lebanon, I sincerely want to thank all 3 of the individuals who applied. Scott Bromley, Mike Andreskia, and Ann Swagger Wilson. This was a hard decision for me. I know that's a cliche thing to say, but it really was. I'm choosing between two overly qualified individuals, and I'm in a very fortunate position to be able to have that choice right now. I've been struggling between Ann Swiger Wilson and Mike Andreskia, and I haven't even shared my decision with anyone. I've only finalized it as recently as today, after sitting on it for a while. I want to speak to both these candidates briefly. I've had the pleasure of serving with Ann Swiger over the 3 years I've been on the commission. She's been chair of the Historic Preservation Board. I'm the commission liaison to that board, and brings a level of intelligence and astuteness that's rare. And she does it with wit and humor, and was a major contributing reason why we have a light up night here in Mount Lebanon, as well as our Halloween parade and our farmers market. Ann has urban design experience and financial experience, both of which are directly applicable to the position. And perhaps most importantly, Ann can plug in immediately to the existing framework because she served on multiple Mount Lebanon advisory boards, municipal advisory boards, including the planning board, as well as the Historic Preservation Board, and knows how to get the work done. Also, through this interview process, I had the pleasure of meeting Mike Andreskia for the first time. Mike comes from the tech startup world, and I do as well. And he brings a fresh perspective of efficiency that I believe we need in government and executive leadership. Mike has commercial real estate experience, as well as excellent public relations and strategic partnership building skills, and extensive experience recruiting, hiring, managing people, building organizations from the ground up. And very importantly, he's seen as a trusted leader in our community. Despite a lot of pressure to factor in the political parties when making this decisions, that's not how I'm casting my vote tonight. I don't believe that's what our community needs. Our community doesn't need any more divisiveness or any more party before people type decision makings. We are a lot more dimensional as human beings than just a single attribute, such as a political party. In fact, if I were to consider political parties in this decision, I'd probably use the appointment opportunity to extend an olive branch to the political party that currently doesn't have representation on the Mount Lebanon Commission. I do think that we govern better when we have diversity at the decision-making table, and that alternative perspectives are vital to achieving excellence. After deliberating on this decision for the past week, I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to factor political parties into the equation at all, and I'm going to appoint who I see as the most overqualified candidate for the position, which is Ann Swiger. My vote for Ann is an appreciation for her years of proven and effective service to this wonderful community. So I will rank Ann as my top choice, with Mike as a second and Scott as third. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Commissioner Rani. Commissioner Grella, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to start by saying that Leanne Foster's presence here is sorely missed. I also appreciate the interest from all of the candidates and the opportunity to get to know them better since first meeting them. I think we are lucky to have such an active and engaged base of residents here. And I would say that I would be excited to serve with any of these three applicants. So if I am ranking them in order, I would choose Mike as my top choice. I would choose Ann as my second choice, and I would choose Scott as my third choice for a rank order.
Fantastic. All right, thank you.
Short and sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, yeah, and I get the maybe the enviable position of going last. So I feel like much has already been said, and I don't need to pile on. But I do want to spend a moment to say that, surprisingly, this has been one of the most difficult processes that I have gone through. In my time on commission, it's a tough decision to go through, to take all these factors into account. And I really want to thank my fellow commissioners for the thoughtful process that I think you've each gone through in making this decision, because it is a tough one and there are a lot of factors to consider. That said, as always, it is a humbling process to read candidate resumes, whether it's for a board or for a commission, because invariably I feel I wonder what I've done with my life, because the skills that are available in this community are absolutely phenomenal. Again, we had phenomenal candidates. Thank you very much for applying. It really speaks to your dedication to the community and your engagement, which truly is what makes a community a great place like ours. For me, as many of you know, I work professionally in public finance. I'm around local government. one of the most important things is continuity and stability in an organization. We have a lot going on our plate. So for me, that is where I put the most priority in a position like this, which is an interim role. Is I need someone who can come in quickly, understand the operations of the organization, understand the role of commissioners, and dive right into the budget and help us move it forward as efficiently as possible. I believe we have, well, all three candidates would be able to do that very well, but I personally believe that that Anne would be the most qualified to do that quickly and efficiently. Though I do believe that Mike would be a fantastic commissioner and would bring a lot to the table as well. So I'm going to rank them Anne first, Mike second, and Scott third. Are there any other comments as I tally these up? Any other?
Just a kind of a comment, we're doing a ranked choice voting and you're including like, there's 3 points for someone's first choice, 2 for the second, and then 1 for the third, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
All right, so just a quick tally. I see the result being that Ann Swiger Wilson has 11, Mike Andreskia has 8, and Scott Brumley has 5. With that, I will turn it over to Commissioner Ranney to make a motion.
Right, I move to appoint Ann Swiger Wilson, right?
Wilson.
Wilson. Ann Swiger Wilson of Connecting Way, is that right? Connecting Road. Okay, you see, I'm not.
We are talking about the same
Not
person.
Ann Swiger Wilson of Connecting Road to fill an unexpired term ending January 3rd, 2024, or upon the installation of the person elected at the next available election.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. With that, thank you, everybody again. Congratulations, and we are adjourned.